Alright, so you picked your starting class and you're ready to go. Here we are in Elden Ring. So I went ahead and chose the Vagabond. I'm going to do a quality playthrough. And I'll go over the stats here shortly. One thing important in Elden Ring, compared to a lot of more RPG-based leveling games, what statistics you put points in are very important to your build. There are several types of builds where a lot of games, it's like a magic RPG game or a fighting RPG game. You can take any route you want in the Souls and Elden Ring game. So we're just gonna die to this guy here. You can possibly beat him. I've never been able to, but oh, we got a parry. Didn't expect that. Yeah, we're dead. Got the parry and I couldn't get the critical attack. So I'm going to be skipping the cutscenes. So you now have your flask of Crimson Tears and Cerulean Tears. This will refill your FP or mana. This will refill your HP or health. We are overweight right now. If you saw when I tried to roll, I did like a really unathletic, slow kind of fall to the ground instead of a nice, clean, fast roll. So I would suggest dropping one of these weapons. If you're going to go with the halberd, you're going to probably need to drop this as well. Or the helmet, either one. That'll put you at medium if you look down at the bottom right. Now we're back at heavy, drop the shield, we're back at medium. Push on the right directional button to pull the weapon out. And then you're going to push the interact button and R1. Which I believe will be triangle in R1. I switched it personally because I wanted to play it with X and triangle swapped. Just from the prior games, had it the opposite way. So I just want to stick with that. We're at our first crisis, so hit the interact button. Hit again to rest. Alright, so we got our little rest on. If you ended up getting a stone sword key as your starting item, you can use it here. Go ahead and pick this up. The tarnished pearl finger is for writing messages. If you want to do that, go down here, pick your template. You say, hey, there's a strong foe ahead, and then hit finish. Create the message, yes. And there you go. And people will come along and rate the message or downvote it, and you get health for that. So go ahead and delete that. But just wanted to show it. And then the finger, we also got finger remover, sorry, is sends you or the other person home if you are in multiplayer. This is for creating a summon sign for cooperative multiplayer. And this returns you to the last site of grace and makes you lose all runes. I never once used this in the entire game, so I'll go ahead and remove that from your... Actually, I'll mention that quickly. Hit start, this is your pouch. So to access these, you would hit triangle and then the corresponding button. But again, I have a map to X, so I may throughout the game refer to that as X, um, or I guess what would be A on Xbox, the first button. If you're going left, top, right, and down, it would be the down one on the buttons. So you can put anything in here. Some summons we'll get soon, and different items. I put the horse whistle here so you can just hit X down or triangle down. See if you hit triangle, it'll pull it up, and then you hit the different directionals to access those. You can put anything you want there. So. Sorry if you heard my belly rumble there. Alright, we're going out into the world for the first time. It's truly beautiful. Quick note, I will be playing, I'm online right now. I will be playing offline some as I'm going back and forth between places I'm living at right now, one of which is a lake house that my family has, and there's no internet. So I'll be recording there. If you see times where there's not blood spots or messages on the ground, then you'll know I was offline recording at that time. Right now I'm obviously online. In regards to the blood spots, you touch those and you can see how someone died. These people probably died by attacking this guy. Do not do that. We'll talk to him. Again, I'm going to go just through the dialogue, run through it. This is more of a walkthrough. He tells us we're maidenless. Basically, you don't get any bitches. So, go away. And when you touch these, I think you gain like a couple FP or mana. I don't know exactly how much. I've never messed with it, so you might hear my dog. She just walked in the room, so sorry if she makes any noises. Can't control that. She's old and I'm not gonna make her go away, so I will mute for extended times periods too, because my setup currently, I'm using the controller mic, unfortunately. Like I said, I'm traveling back and forth a lot, so you can hear my button presses quite a bit. So the controller kind of creaks, So I will, I'll be muting during extended periods of, fighting or exploring or whatever. But I don't have anything important to say. Now, I ran over this way. If you'll see, there's a big thing that dropped from the sky up there, a ruin. I would run over that, and then we see these people up on crosses. Run to the left of them to this church, and you'll see these little lights of grace kind of beckoning you into the church. The reason for that is this is the Tree Sentinel Knight right here. He will whoop our ass at this point in the game. I might be able to beat him if I tried 10 or 12 times, and I've played every single Souls game. I've beaten them all, and I've gotten pretty much every ending in all of them. So I wouldn't recommend, if you're new to the game, to taking him on unless you just want to try to figure out the hard way some of the movement and controls. Some people have done that, but you're probably not going to beat him. He's actually there as a skill check, kind of to tell you how the game's played. Honestly, too, you can push in the, needed to mention this, push in the left stick to crouch. It'll make you harder to see, and thus easier to sneak by him. As long as you stay, an estimate of what you'd think is in-game, 40, 45 feet away. I think he just saw us, actually. But he shouldn't see you. Okay, he didn't. He kind of saw us, but not enough to chase us. So, but anyways, avoid him. There's a skill check to kind of tell you how the game works. And what he's there for is for you to just get your head smashed in. Because you're probably not going to beat him. and then you're going to get frustrated and you're going to go somewhere else. And then you're going to see the game's much easier in other places you go. So it's kind of, and I've heard some reviewers, people that are new, talk about this. It's trying to tell you how the game's played. You're going to run into areas in this game, and even I, as a very experienced player, have areas where you think, I'm not ever going to beat this boss. Well, you're probably not supposed to. It's a true open world game. There's not a lot of bottlenecks or, um, items you have to get to areas, or, like kind of Metroidvania type things, like get a whip to get up here. Or it's really truly open. You can explore probably half the world right now by walking. So go anywhere you want, do what feels good, level your character up. Make sure you do it, with a goal in mind. You don't have to do it a right or wrong way, but make sure you have a goal in mind with what you're doing. And then come back to the challenges that you have trouble with later, and you'll buzz through them like a knife through butter. My plan by the end of this video, within 1 hour, I will try to show you how to beat the Tree Knight, just following what I'm doing. So I'll go ahead and get started because it's going to be tough to, get a decent enough level where any average person could beat him. I think we can do it. Alright, so real quick, I already did this, but flasks, add a charge. Yes, we already did this. We don't have any. But if you started with a golden seed, you will have one. Oh, and before I leave, if you're using magic, flasks, allocate flasks. Do you want magic refilled flasks, or flasks that refill your magic, your FP, your mana, or to refill your HP, which is your health? So for right now, I would suggest going 4-1 or 5-0, really. But your special move, this right here for us, which I don't really like that move, which is kind of why I went 5-0. But that's what you'll actually have to use your FP to do that move as well, whatever your L2 Ash of War is. So this is Kale, talk to him. He'll try to sell you something. We don't really have enough money. He'll give us a recommendation and tell us to buy a crafting kit. Let's see, I don't think we have anything to sell. 20, 30 runes, not going to get us anything. Don't ever sell these smithing stones. There's a finite number we'll get for a lot of the games, so. Alright, so again, the Tree Knight was there. Everyone thinks that's what you're supposed to do first. We got this. Now we're following that what they call the grace. What is it called? Line of grace, or the characters in the game will talk about. Do you still see the grace? That's what they're talking about. So R3, pushing in the right stick, clicks on. See how easy an enemy is, and we just got a smithing stone. We can already upgrade our weapon. And that's something else I heard in the review I watched. The guy talked about is he didn't realize how important that was. He was kind of beating his head against the first boss, not getting anywhere, and he didn't realize he upgraded his weapon to +4, and then went back, and it made all the difference in the world. And yeah, that's how the game is. Upgrading your weapon makes a huge difference. It's not just like a little, small detail. It's very key to the experience and part of the progression. So these are backstabs. We're sneaking up on the enemies, and I'd practice this here. It's a good place. Locking on with R3. You don't have to, but it makes it easy. And just while you're pointed to their back, you're going to tap R1. And it'll usually take out almost any enemies in the open world, or do close to it, depending on your you know, your weapon level and strength and dexterity and all the different stats. So we'll grab this and then hit this grace. We're not going to do this area just yet, but we're going to hit that, and that way we can warp back here at any time since we're just right here. Usually people go to the ruins over here first, and normally I would too, but since that's right there, we'll just go ahead and grab it. Grab this other guy we missed over here. You can sneak up, or you want, you can try to jump attack or check out the different combat moves you have at your disposal. This halberd is a pretty decent starting weapon too. And you see like the little squirrel guys, rabbit squirrels. I don't know what, they're like a squirrel and a rabbit mixed. We can never catch them. See, they'll drop animal bones, which we can, once we pick up a crafting kit, turn those into arrows. Pick up this item. This guy there. Should be one more. You don't have to take him out. Yeah, I knew that would happen. Just couldn't figure out where the other one was. I'd recommend though, if it's your first time sneaking around the outside there, over this way, and you'll see the guiding lights of grace. That's what they called it. I couldn't remember. Guiding light. Alright, so tap this, and we're going to actually rest at this one to start a cutscene. You'll meet Melania. We'll let her come on screen just so we can see her, see what she looks like. She's going to be with us throughout the game. And she's actually going to be the one that gives us the ability to level up.
Have you heard?
She has some dialogue here. She'll tell us about the Finger Maidens. You'll accept. She'll tell you to convert runes to strength and give you a spectral steed whistle, which we'll call our spectral horse by the name of Torrent. I guess he's not really a horse, he is more of a steed. But you'll see now we can level up. Add any sites of grace. She'll ask to rest your hand there. And we don't have enough runes yet. You can see runes held, runes needed. We need 811 to go up a level in any of these stats. So again, if I would recommend at this point putting all your points into Vigor. Unless you're an experienced player, you're going to really struggle. But if you are experienced, you know, go to your respective classes, you know what to do. But even experienced players, more so in prior Souls games, I would get to level 25 here before I put any points anywhere else. If you're new, seriously, at least 20. And this class we started with, I think, has the highest vigor of all of them. So you're gonna want to be at least 25 before you really start exploring. These are going to give you small incremental increases in damage. This is going to vastly increase your health. So, you know, staying alive is the most important thing. And by the end of the game, we're going to need to be at 50. And we're probably going to hit 30 within, like, you know, the first 6 hours of the game. So, I'd put everything you got into Vigor. I cannot stress that enough. It will make your gameplay so much easier. Coming from the prior Souls games, I don't know what it is. Maybe the length of the game. Got another smithing stone. Maybe the length of the game, so, you know, the further you get, the more damage things do. I don't know what it is. The Lord Sworn's great sword's in there, so be sure to take that guy out and grab it. But I don't know what it is, but in this game, you need health way more. And actually, a lot of us that are, you know, people in the community that played all these games and play online a lot. It's kind of been like a running joke, like you need more vigor, because it seemed like no matter how much we were putting in, we never had enough. So again, I can't recommend enough. We must have really good arcane because we're getting really good drops of everything. Arcane affects your drop rates for items. It's really minimal, so it's kind of like your FromSoft kind of famously in all these games usually has a stat that does like nothing. So I would say Arcane's closest to that. I would not put a single point in it unless you're going to be doing certain types of more advanced builds. Dragon magic, things like that. Grab the flail that's in here. We're still in the Gatefront Ruins. We'll grab the map here in 1 second. I'm trying to thin out these guys so when we... There's one that has an alarm, a horn. While we're here, you can go ahead and grab this. That way you can attack from either side if you die. Also, in Elden Ring, the checkpoints are much, much more forgiving than any of the other Souls games. I mean, some of the other ones, the real length of the game was playing through the same area several times because the checkpoints would be an hour of gameplay apart sometimes. Crazily enough, I know that sounds wild after playing this, but usually there's shortcuts too you'd unlock, and you'll see a little bit of that in the legacy dungeons. Like when we get to Stormville Castle, you don't have to fight these guys. I just like clearing them out. So I'm gonna go to the guard over there. Get comfortable with your roll button too. It's gonna be your best bud. You can see right now our health's low, so we're gonna chug a pot. I hate those guys, they're so hard to hit. Usually jumping R1 will get them, knock them down to the ground. Alright, there's a guy there. We're gonna take this one out first. You can see they don't have much peripheral. I really need to pick up the pace too. I'm kind of dilly-dallying a little bit. We're gonna beat the Sentinel inside an hour. We got to get rolling. See that skull there? You're gonna want to crack those whenever you see them. We'll come back and get it. Take him out. Wait till that guy walking has his back turned. We're gonna let him come a little ways, and then we're gonna take him out. If you look at his hip, he has the horn there, and if he spots you, he'll blow it and call the entire camp. So we definitely want to take him out. Hopefully... Oh, did he see us? We've got terrible vision. But grab that map right there. Okay, he didn't see us. Go back over this way. And this is where I think things are going to get lively. If you've got any throwing items like a Kokiri, you can take out the dog. He's going to have no idea where it came from since we squatted. It's going to bring all of them. You'll see this is a lot of guys to fight at once. Alright, they saw us now. Now it's going to get live. I would not recommend doing that. But if you do, you want to kind of hide them away like this, thin them out, take them on one at a time. And this guy's going to be a problem. what I can recommend is kind of letting him attack, countering. Don't get greedy like I did just there. Just pick your spots and don't try not to hit his shield, because he'll do a counter just like you just did. Got him. Okay. Hopefully he'll drop something for you, unlike he didn't for me. You don't have to kill him or really any of these other guys. We're just trying to get some experience points so we can level ourselves up. Some runes. I don't know why I'm calling experience points. Take out this guy. Buddy heard it. He's coming. Oh no, I was going to give him a little bit of our special move, but it took too long. See, there it is. It's not the best. Check another pot. See if we can hold down R2 and do a big strong move. Oh shit. Again, rolling is your best friend. When guys have spears, you can usually circle them because they stab straight forward. They'll usually miss and then you can get a backstab. That's what I was doing there. So open the store down here. Be sure to grab this very important item. Storm Stomp, which I don't care about, and the Wet Blade, which allows us to change our Ashes of War. You can essentially change your special moves on any standard non-boss, like Super Saiyan, crazy weapons. So just any of the weapons you start with are going to be able to use different Ashes of War. You can see we're already at 1687 on runes, so we can probably get 2 levels here. And I didn't grab that skull I was telling you about, so we're going to put 2 in Vigor. You can see it took our health from 520 to 570. Big difference. So for each one, we're getting, what's that, 25? Yeah, 25 points per level of HP. Let's go ahead and spin that. See our HP bar gets a little higher. And one other thing about this game, just for you to know, this level, here's the skull over here, I'll show you real quick. One thing you just want to know about Elden Ring and where you're, any Souls game, when you're putting your, you see I broke that skull by rolling on it, you can hit it, whatever, pick up the item inside. It's a rune, which we can use and get the contents inside, which are more runes. If it's night, I wouldn't cross the bridge. I don't know if you can, well, there's a Knight's Cavalry, which are going to be a difficult enemy at this point over there.
You there? Could you help us out?
Go ahead and grab this. You can kill the sheep too. You're going to drop bones like the, if you can ever catch them, they drop bones like the squirrels. There's a bush over here talking to us. It's this one. Kind of stands out. Roll into it.
Some clod turned
It's this
into
little
a tree. Thank you.
demi-human guy named Bach. So we're going to run through his dialogue. Anytime you ever interact with any NPC in the game, be sure to exhaust all dialogue to where they repeat themselves before you move on. Because a lot of times when you get further in the story and you're trying to follow their quests, they won't move on unless you exhaust their dialogue. So when you move to another area, if you've exhausted his dialogue, he'll be there. If not, he'll still be here. And there on the horse in black is the Knight's Cavalry. Tough guy for right now. So we're gonna take this dude out. His little loser friends. I don't know if I like this weapon yet. I'm just kind of trying it out, but it's like a spear. You have to get direct hits or it doesn't this out. Make sure the knight doesn't see you. He's probably gonna see me. It's all good though. But for you playing, you probably don't want to see. They gave us determination, which is a good one. We're gonna go ahead and equip that. Okay, he turned around. If you didn't know you're gonna want to run, we should have already equipped our horse. So hit start, like I told you. You can put it on in your pouch here, which I always suggest. Go over here, grab your spectral whistle, and hit triangle for you, X for me. That'll put that there. So anytime we want to ride our horse, we just hit triangle and down, or X and down for me, and we're on. Just hit it again, you're off. Hit it again, you're on. Super easy. Mounted combat, you can hold R2 or drag. Oh, he really knocked us off the horse. You gotta be kidding. That's the most embarrassing thing ever. So hold R2, he'll drag the weapon, and then he'll do an attack after a few seconds or when you release. Oh my god, what has happened in the fire? Fire is insane. Yeah! Dickhead. Yeah, see, I don't like that. If you're not locked on, this thing's kind of tough to use. But I've already done a playthrough with swords. I was like, I want to, and I did Faith. So I'm like, I want to do something with just like standard weapons, and I've never used this at all. So I'm trying to think. We've got a couple options now. There's a really good weapon if you want to go that way, or we can get upgrades for our weapon if you like what you have. We'll get the upgrades and see how our time looks. We're just going to run in here and grab a couple. We're not going to upgrade our weapon a lot. If you have a club, or if you've leveled up enough yet to use the flail, or you have any weapon, if you look here, fist, there's nothing there obviously, but it says strike. This is standard pierce. So your different weapons are going to have, this says strike. Shield you can strike, but you'll hit this elevator to go down. But a little secret, if you go over this way, just run off the ledge to your left. There's nothing in that one, but go in this one. But in a lot of these caves, like this one for example, the enemies down here are going to be very hard-skinned, like rock men kind of. Anytime there's any enemy that has like shell-like or hard-like skin, you're going to want a strike weapon. I think really they're probably some of the best weapons in the game, especially like your spiked maces, like your morning stars, or the flails with the spike maces. We call that down with this. They do really well against these type enemies, and they also inflict bleed against enemies with, exposed skin, lizards, normal men, things like that. So you can see normally we do a lot more damage there. You can see he's doing quite a bit on us, especially if you haven't leveled at all yet. So we've got a couple options. You can wait till you get a strike weapon, or what you can do is just run by and grab the weapon right in front, or the upgrade right in front of them. And I wouldn't come down here with too many runes. That way, if you die, you're not losing anything. So we're just gonna run through, grab, jump, get out of the way. Keep running. At this point, you should be comfortable running. So, one swing, take that up, get out of the way. I don't think there's any over here. Some rats back there. It's kind of a trap. I wouldn't go back there. Again, you can fight through these guys if you want. If you have the right type of weapon, it's fine. But otherwise, it probably wouldn't. There's another ledge. Run off over here. Nothing there. You can see there's a another ledge there, or we can take the elevator and go down. It's hidden. It's actually the route to the boss. But we're going to keep going down. Going down. But there was... Oh, it's on the next one. Never mind. So we're going to go this way. And I know I said I would mute some, but there's so much to go over early game right now. I'm kind of just rolling with it. Once you guys know the basics. So I'm trying to do this for like people that aren't familiar to the Souls formula, you know? So we're going over a lot of basics and things. So we'll probably have to take this dude out. Oh shit, come on. Do a charge if you hold down R2. You got him. You can kill him, it's not ideal. It doesn't work well. So, especially slashing weapons. Piercing's not too bad. Slashing's the worst. So if you have like a weapon that does like a slash move like this, or a poke move like that, the poke moves are going to work better, I think. Grab his item there. You don't have to kill him. I'm going to. I don't like to leave anything alive. See, we got another smithing stone out of it. You should kill him too. I didn't even call the elevator. What an idiot. So call the elevator. How are we looking on time? We gotta beat the tree knight. We gotta beat the tree knight. Running out of time. Running out of time. Oh, we should be good. We're gonna... There's a boss here you can take out or ignore, whatever. Oh shit, I did miss that. That's the damn message. Oh my god. Okay, you'll see why I missed that in a minute. So you've seen our regular smithing stones. There's also what are called sombering stones, or somber stones, which are, you know, the super Saiyan crazy boss weapons. That's what they use to upgrade. Run off the lift over here. See, I don't like all these messages. It's kind of like, wow, like playing offline. We got over here. I'm gonna kill him, you don't have to. The reason I'm killing him is he spots us early. These others, we can kind of, oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. We kind of run by the rest of these guys as they go. The ones mining will ignore you till you pick up their shit. That one doesn't have anything. That dude's gonna blow fire at you. Grabs his shit. You're gonna run off to the left. This is why I fell. There's an item there, you see. Golden rune. But this is what I thought I was grabbing was that. So, I'm not as stupid as I made myself look. Alright, so here's our boss. You don't have to fight him. But, we're going to get a lot of runes from it. And it's not hard. So I suggest it. And, you'll be fine even if you have a weapon like this. So, this will probably take you several tries if you're new, but it won't be as bad as the Tree Sentinel Knight. So, we're going to lock on, tap the right stick down to aim for his legs, get under him, hold R2, swing. You see we did a lot of damage there. We're going to wait for him and roll. And I mistimed it. Super embarrassing. You see we're going to wait till he swings. Roll. Damn it, what am I doing? Roll. Roll. Shit. See, that's what happens. You get greedy, you're not patient. He should fall soon here. Yeah, I knew that was gonna happen. So back up. See that glowing part? Go ahead and tap it with R1. Does a critical. Get back under him, hold R2. Let's try to avoid him. You don't have to lock on. In fact, oh shit. We're gonna die. Sometimes it's actually easier not to. Roll. Shit. Got him. Just barely. So we got a medallion. What did you have? Certain weapons, you can do a roar for your Ash of War, and that will basically buff you more. The roar's a buff, but that like buffs the buff, I guess. So you can hit a save point, don't have to. Stay out of the middle of the lake because a big dragon will come down. You've probably seen that at this point. Alright, first time looking at our map, tap the on the touchpad on PlayStation, which I'm using. I like to go in here and place a marker for the ones I've done so you remember. Otherwise it's going to be very confusing. We're going to go back to Church of Ayla and we're going to get our first summons. See over here is Ronnie, who we'll deal with much later in the game.
Pleasure to meet thee,
Talk to her.
I'd heard tell of it, and upon look at talk, I saw art.
She'll ask if we're the ones who have Torrent. You say yes, we can call Torrent. She'll give you Spirit Calling Bell and Lone Wolf Ashes. Hype. So just talk to her till you exhaust it, she'll go away. Tap start, we're going to put this as our right trigger, so trap triangle, or your interact button again. Put the wolf there, so we'll just hit interact and right to use that. Go ahead, use our inventory, we're going to use all your runes. So you can see now we've got over 4,000. Go over to this, strength and armament. We've got 13 stones. So let's keep upgrading. Oh yeah, we can't go to +3. We can't go to past +4 till we go to another table and have a blacksmith help us. You can talk to him and buy some stuff now. I'm actually gonna put the points in our level up. Again, bigger, bigger, bigger. Nowhere else. We're almost at 20. A huge difference, I promise. And I gotta say, this starting armor this guy has makes taking damage so much better. Like, you take so much more damage than some of the other classes the way they start. So, I'm just gonna sell these things. I don't use them. We'll use that other thing, but not now. So now let's see, we got 1,300. You're gonna want to buy all these. Okay, you're gonna need all the cookbook items, and we're gonna need a torch. Let's see, 1,000, 1,300. We've got enough for another level. So we're 20. And if you're not, exactly following this the way I'm doing it, just try to get to 20 on your vigor before you come back and attempt this fight. So we're going to use our summon when we get close, before he sees us. We're going to hold an R2 as we come up. Oh, we missed. We whiffed. You want to hit him with both, obviously. Damn, not a good start. Not a good start. Oh shit, what's happening? I'm on the tree. So basically, what you're going to do, jump. You're going to want to go in, hit, back away. You're going to want to kind of go in, bait him. As soon as he does an attack, hold R2, come in, stick and move. Honestly, the timing on this thing kind of feels weird. Never use a halberd. You also do like drag damage. Oh shit. Roll, roll. Your roll's gonna help you a lot and draws attention. Oh shit, we had him staggered, but the wolves knocked him out of it. Just be sure to heal. So you got your jump. You can double jump, and you've also got your circle to dash. So dash, miss, come in, hit, bait him, come in, hit, hit, hit. Miss that jump. It's alright. Go back out, hit. You see now, very easy on horse. So we're gonna use circle this way to bait him. Dash away, come in, hit, dash out. When he does a shield move, you got a good opening. And bye-bye. Easy as pie. So there we are, 1 hour in, defeated the Tree Sentinel Knight, and honestly got a weapon you could use for the rest of the game. Look at that thing. This thing is bad ace. Look at that moveset. The Tree Knight Halberd's dope. I did use this on my first playthrough. It's got a really good moveset. It's got pokes, swings. I think it's a... Yeah, so it's a buff with L2, and it's an overhead, and then another overhead with your heavies. So, we have nowhere near the stats yet to use this, so. But that's how big a difference upgrading your weapon and putting your stats in the proper place makes. Again, so, I don't know if you're familiar, Tech Syndicate does like PC stuff. I watched his video today and he was talking about, he like installed and uninstalled the game 3 times. He was so frustrated. And then he finally came back and someone said clicked and he, you know. But anyways, he was struggling with the Tree Knight. And I watched Angry Joe. They spent like 2 hours on it. Just dying over and over and over on the thing I saw, and it was like, man, if someone just told them like how to approach this. Look, you can play however you want, but these games are not hard. Okay, this I keep hearing this argument, and this was in this Tech Syndicate guy too. Like, I like his stuff, so we bought all that now. We got everything we need. So I like his stuff, but he was arguing the game needs to have a difficulty slider, and I agree with most of what he said, but I could not disagree more. Anybody saying that is new to the series, hasn't spent enough time, doesn't know all the different avenues and paths you have at your disposal. And one thing I noticed he kept saying in this review, it's not really a critique, but I just wanted, you know, I'm not going to do like a response video or anything, but it was something that caught my attention. He said, you know, you need sliders for people that aren't willing. Now remember that word, willing. People that aren't willing to persevere in the game. Now, I understand the argument people make for, you know, accessibility of things. Gaming, I really understand less because it's, you know, people don't have a right to have a video game made the way they want it. And look, these guys are successful making games. They're going to make them the way they want. I doubt they're going to just change it because people complain. But who knows? That's the society we live in these days. Maybe they will. So there's our torch, is what it does. Lights things up. But yeah. So, anyways, the word that bothered me was he said for people that weren't willing to get good or not necessarily even get good. Like I think he said like willing to, like I don't know what the word was, but it was like learn the ropes or persevere or something like that. And I'm like, look, the key to everything in life is like having the strength to continue on and to try new things. And there are so many tools at your disposal in this game. If you can't beat it, it's because you're not trying. This game is not hard, okay? It's not hard at all. Now, it's like, for example, when you're a kid and you're doing the puzzle where you get the squares and circles and triangles and you're putting them all in the ones they go in, when you take the triangle and you try to put it in the square hole, it's very difficult. In fact, it's near impossible. Could you slam it there enough to make it fit? Probably. But you're just going about it one way. And this is even really, that's not even a perfect example because this game has multiple ways. Like, for example, your crafting, you can make all kinds of items that do all sorts of buffs and status effects. You can inflict rot on enemies, on bosses. Like, there's a huge boss halfway through the game that everyone struggled with. You can get a crossbow, put rod arrows on it, hit him with it, and his health will just tick down. You can just stand on the other side of the map and he'll die. It's not hard. You just have to think. It's not going to hold your hand. That's what people want, and that's what frustrates me with it, is they're asking for an easy mode, but what they really mean is they want someone to hold their hand. They want someone to sit down with them, tell them how the game can be played, or they want to play it their way, and they want to get the game to come down to their level instead of rising to the game's level. And again, these games are not hard. You haven't put in time to understanding. You haven't sat down and tried to learn it. Another thing I hear, oh, the menus, they don't give you enough information. They don't explain anything. Okay, look down at the bottom of the screen and you can see at the very bottom right the word help. Okay, you see that? It says your touchpad. You hit your touchpad. You can view your controls. This is how you navigate the menu. Hit it again. Explanation. Oh, okay. Weight means this. Damage negation. This is the degree to which standard physical damage is negated by this armor. Versus strike, the degree to which incoming striking physical damage is negated. It explains everything. 90% of people don't even know this is here because they don't take the time. It's right there, okay? And I love everybody that plays these games. I hope the community grows. I'm not a gatekeeper. But this community has been here for over a decade, and we've all learned to ride the horse. You know what I'm saying? When people come in and they don't want to learn, but they want to be given, just a key to turn and skip all the time you. This is like a role playing game where you sit down and learn the rules, okay? You go through here and you learn the way all these things work. And then when you learn how all these things work, and you learn all the tools at your disposal, and you learn about talismans, and you learn about, runes, and when you have spirit summons, the game is not hard, okay? It's not hard at all. It's easy, okay? If you think this is hard, go back and play Bloodborne, or tell you what, go play Sekiro. If you play Sekiro, you will never call this game hard again. You don't get any special moves. There's one weapon. There's one way you can play. Hell, it took me halfway through the game to figure out you can't roll away because I was so used to it from Dark Souls. I came in predisposed to Dark Souls. It was when to roll around, roll around. You have to block everything incoming. That's it. It's block and deflect, block and deflect, block and deflect. But the game tells you, and people wouldn't listen. But then eventually you get to a part in the game where you're kind of forced to, or you can't get past it. And then when you figure that out, you have a great time. But seeing problems, figuring out how to solve them, that's what's fun about this. If, for example, if they put in a mode to make the game more easy, I'll entertain that thought. The problem would be people wouldn't experiment with all the different mechanics in the game. They're there because every one of us who play this game goes through the same struggle. So we try different things, we learn different, um, you know, different items and different mechanics that seem, aren't as obvious on the surface. You can go in here to your status and see menu explanation. I mean, this tells you what each menu does. So you can go in here. The attack power of the armament equipped in your right hand first slot. So that is our halberd. This is our hand because nothing's equipped. But these slots under equipment, this tells you exactly how much power they make. You can go in and tinker with your talismans and adjust these things and see what they do. This is your damage negation. It explains it all very thoroughly, but you got to sit down and learn it. It's not hard, but you have to try. You just have to try. See, these guys will practically kill this guy for me. They're not even upgraded. He's not even paying attention to me. Look, I knocked half his health off and roll away a couple times. He's already lost attention again. Now he's knocked down. Critical. He's dead. That wasn't any special, special crazy good techniques I used or anything. It's just learning the mechanics and learning how to apply them. It's not hard. So, I've always been one of those people that likes things that are hard to learn, and I like to beat my head against the wall until I get it. So I understand you're not like me. You're one of the people that takes naturally and is good at everything immediately. I've never been that way. Sports I played, I always sucked, and I had to bust my ass until I got good. I was never the kid that could walk out there or play a game and be great at it, but I always was good at everything because I would be out there longer than everyone else. I would take more shots or do whatever it took. So I hope you'll go on the journey with me here, and I hope you'll do what it takes to get good at Elden Ring, because it's a great game, and otherwise you really would miss out on a fun experience. So that's how you get the Tree Sentinel down in less than an hour. It's not hard. It's easy. I don't even think we died, did we? We didn't die once? Yeah, we didn't die one time. And look, I know I'm more used to these games, but if I can do it without dying at all, talking, sitting here with my legs up, you can do it too. It's not hard. Okay? So I'll catch you guys in the next one. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you have any troubles, comment on me on the bottom, and I'll get back with you. But hope you enjoy your journey.